say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm just checking out the tech to make sure that everything is streaming properly and I am in the right place. Here, baby. We will get going in just a minute. Alrighty. Let me just change okay, I do have it public. Okay, good. Wanted to make sure I had it public. I will turn it unlisted here later for the members inside Course Creators Academy. I just wanted to make sure that you could find it over on YouTube if you were tuning in live from YouTube, or if you're joining me in the Zoom call in the Zoom room, go ahead and request access. If you are in my paid membership program, you will see the link pinned in the Facebook group, so you can grab that link and go ahead and click into the training from here. So welcome to this week's live Q&A call. For those of you that may not have met me yet, my name is Shannon Martel, and I am your business mentor, course creator, and online course creation coach. So I am here to help you with everything from being able to create, launch, and scale your online courses and coaching programs. So I'm really, really excited for this week's training. We are still kind of like in the soft launch for Course Creators Academy. So we have a few incredible members that have jumped inside already, and we have so many things lined up coming. So stay tuned for more to come. I have a new workshop and mini course that's going to be rolling out here soon. So I'm really excited to bring it to you all. Do not pay for it or any of the programs that I have coming up for Course Creator Academy. We will be bringing those to you at no additional cost as part of your bonuses and monthly content drops and all of the things, but they will be the replays and all of the tangible resources and everything that go along with that will be then packaged up and also repurposed into my funnel, so that it'll be standalone products that I'll sell, as challenge replays or mini courses and standalone tangible digital products and so forth. So welcome in. We're going to be diving into something crucial for all course creators, and that is building a business that really honors your energy while maximizing impact. So I'm really excited to bring you today's topic to kind of dive in deeper to some of the questions, really good questions that I've been getting inside of Course Creators Academy. So many of you, like my client Kate, are like in that transition phase from one-to-one services, and you're trying to transition or in the process to be able to transition into more scalable offerings. So whether, you're wondering and maybe you're just in the idea phase or you're already in the phase to start building that out, you're wondering how to do all of that without burning out. And I get it. I've been in the depths of extreme burnout in the past. When I left corporate in 2018, I retired from corporate after experiencing severe burnout to where I was hospitalized. At one point, I was hospitalized for 11 days straight because I was just in such burnout and experiencing like tremendous pain, all of the things, migraines, chronic infections, all of the things, and really was in the brinks of burnout. So I get it. I understand how hard it is to like feel like you're, trying to hold all the plates and juggle all the things and, trying to manage your work, so whether you're doing one-on-one services to also helping to take care of a family, maybe you have children, maybe you have a partner, maybe you have pets, to, parents and the extended family members that you're trying to like wear all the hats. And kudos to you if this is you. I know I have another student, Rich, who is an educator and in the school systems and also has a family and sports with the kids and all of those things. And it's a lot, right? I get it. It's a lot. So, whether you are balancing that day job or you're running a full practice, or you're, fully focused on the process of creating an online course, today's training is going to be able to help you create systems that work for you not against you. So the first thing, and as we're going along, if you have any questions, and I'll go ahead and check the chat as we're going through. I'll check the chat over in the Course Creators Academy. Also, the replay will be dropped in Course Creators Academy to this training, as well as it will be uploaded into the online course portal. So you will be able to come back and watch that if you're not catching us live. But I did have some questions that were pre-submitted, so I just want to kind of dive into that. So the first thing we're going to talk about is understanding your energy blueprint. I am a projector. I am a solar plexus projector, so I really, work with like energy management. Projectors tend to, when you show up in a really big way and you get things done and, it's full force, no stops. But also when you're tired and you've had enough, like you can kind of be like that hermit and go into the cave and just like leave me alone. Like I don't have the energy. It's like we're like can be all or nothing as far as energy management goes along. If you are into human design, let me know what design you are. I would love to know more about your design and how you work with your energy. But let's really start first by acknowledging the fundamental truth that your best work comes when you're in alignment with your natural rhythms and your natural energy patterns, right? So really, I want you to take some time today and really do some, journaling around this. Really ask yourself a few questions and really looking at like what time of day do you really feel the most focused and the most creative? So it's really important to really understand what these times of day are, as well as like when you do this time and energy audit and kind of doing a deep dive and looking at that, then you can really understand, when those times are that you do feel most creative and focused, those are the times that you really want to be spending towards those, most important tasks for MITs, I call it. So it's most important tasks. So it's kind of like the way I like to think about it is like a gas tank, right? So you fill up your gas tank, aka like after you've slept and got a good night's rest and you're nourished and have maybe some food into your system. Your gas tank is full, right? So you can really get a lot of leverage out of that tank when that tank is full. But as that tank drains and as your energy drains during the day, you have less energy to be able to show up and work on projects that require a lot of creative energy or a lot of focused mindset energy, right? So understanding what those times of day are for you are really the first key. And then secondly, asking yourself, like, when do you notice that your natural energy levels are dropping? So perhaps for you, this is like after lunch, after you've maybe eaten a big meal and your body starts like conserving all of that energy into your stomach to be able to digest the food. Maybe you notice that dip in energy and you kind of like are really tired. And then also looking to see what activities energize you versus draining you. And this is going to be true of high energy draining tasks when you first start in your course creation journey and you first start learning, all of the systems and all of the strategies and the tech and everything that is involved in that. Those are, anytime you're learning something, it takes a lot more energy. So I want you to really tune into your energy levels and understand your energy levels so you can best put those energy tasks, those high energy tasks in the appropriate time buckets that you have the most fuel in your tank to be able to manage those. So self-awareness of your energy is the foundation to being able to really create a sustainable online course and coaching business, right? So really understanding that, take that time to really, again, understand what you're working with first, right? And understand even, what things can you do that help you to boost your energy. So for me, I'm typically a morning person. When I was in corporate, I would get up at 4:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, even, and create that first hour for myself for my miracle morning routine. And, just really having that time to nurture my mind, body, soul, and spirit, and then would work and then, feel that afternoon slump after lunch and so forth. So any of the tasks that required a lot more energy, and this is the same for me, majority now. I'll talk about how it changed a little bit from being an entrepreneur, but any of those like real high energy tasks, I would knock them out first. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time. But, you want to think about getting those harder things that, tend to procrastinate on and avoid. That avoidance and that procrastination always also drains on your energy. So try to at least get one of those things done in the day in those peak periods. And then you can save some of the things that are lower task energy things. Maybe it's checking email, it's, working on a creative project in Canva. Maybe it's optimizing, YouTube videos or your sales funnels or your ads or something like that. Once you get to that stage, those can be more of those afternoon activities that don't require as much energy for you. So I want you to think about that and think about the things that you can do that are really going to boost your energy. So I also like to take a mid-morning walk with our dog Scarlet, and that really helps to, get that blood going and the blood pumping and boost that energy up to help kind of help fuel me through that afternoon. So think about that for you so you can really understand what your energy blueprint is. And again, if you're interested in human design, you can also touch base with some of the clients inside Course Creator Academy. Kate, I know, is a projector, and I believe she is working with human design in her programs coming up and her online courses. So she would be able to direct you more on that. The second thing I wanted to talk with you about today is as this you're running or having creating a sustainable business model. So let's talk about then structuring your business to be able to support your energy. So once you've understood your natural energy rhythms, let's talk about structuring your business in a way that it supports your energy. So tell me, are you typically a morning person? Are you, when do you function work best? Are you working best in the morning? Are you like a midday? There's probably a term for that, I don't know, but a middayer, or are you a night owl? Let me know. So when you are looking at transitioning from being a service provider, and I know I have many service providers in my paid and free communities. So when you're looking at transition or you're in your 9 to 5 even, and you're transitioning into creating an online business, you want to think about like what are the best ways to be able to structure your business to be able to still manage all of those tasks again that you're working on within your business or your 9 to 5 while building out your course business. So the way I teach it and the way I love to work is creating a hybrid model. So this is where you can still keep some one-on-one work while building your business. And it's a really good thing. There's a question always like, should I quit my job? When's the best time to quit my job to be able to go full force in my business? Can I still service one-on-one clients because perhaps, you really enjoy that one-on-one container and time and that relationship with those clients that really you want to work with one-on-one. Maybe you have some one-on-one clients that you don't ever want to give up, and you don't have to, right? You can create anything that you desire in your business in any kind of business model. So think about what types of ways that you like to work. Think about the types of courses and the way that I have structured, and I'll just show you the way that I have structured. Let's see if you can see this. The online course academy. I'm going to check the chat, make sure I'm sharing here. Let's see. Let me know if you can see that. Okay. So the way I have structured my business model, I didn't always have it like this. When I first started coaching, I was working with one-on-one clients directly. Let me know if you can see that. Is it still sharing? Let's see. I don't know if it's switching back. If I'm sharing. I think it's mirroring my screen, so hold on. Can you see the screen that I'm sharing from my website? Let me just try that again. And it looks like I'm sharing it, but I don't see it on the replay. Let's see. Sorry, bear with me just a minute. Maybe I'm just not seeing it on my view. If you are tuning in live, would you let me know? Can you see my website view? Why it's not showing it? Sharing. All right, guys, I will cut this out so you don't have, I really hope you can see it. I'm looking on my, well, you can't see that, my phone, and it doesn't show me that you're seeing my screen. So I don't know. I hope it's working. Maybe I need to put it. All right, we'll go with it. I think it's working. So I'm used to being in StreamYard all the time, so it's a little bit different on Zoom. Okay, and I also changed my microphone, so hopefully you can see me better. So let's talk back into going with sustainable business models. So what you can do as an online course and coach, and as you're transitioning out of your 9 to 5, or maybe your one-to-one work, maybe you're a service provider like Kate, and you have some clients that you're working with in a one-on-one capacity. So the first couple of things you can kind of think about is with your time management. So think about in your schedule when you're budgeting your time for the week, like how many hours a week you want to be able to either work in that 9 to 5, or that you want to be able to work and servicing those one-on-one clients, and look to see if perhaps that you can put them at particular times a day. So, if you still wanted to work, 3 to 5 days a week, perhaps maybe you're seeing those one-on-one clients or working a 9 to 5, or, eight, maybe you're working 8 to 12 or something like that, that you can do those in particular buckets. So like when I first started transitioning, I worked the morning hours in my part-time business, and then I worked the afternoon hours in on my online course business, right? So it's kind of like you don't want to have a scattered focus and scattered mindset where you're kind of like all over the place. You want to have real dedicated focus time blocks where you can really dedicate getting tasks done when you're building out your course creation business. So the beauty and what I really love about when I transitioned over into creating a hybrid model with the online courses, so I have everything on the course platform, which is I use WordPress as my solution. My learning management system is is MemberPress, which is a plugin that you put into WordPress. And this is all I use. No Hassle website and Netta Telmore, her website solution, as well as she paired up with Evelyn Weiss. They created a website solution here. I think I have it pulled up for you actually right here. This is Netta, and she's got an incredible all-in-one solution for you where all of the funnel pages, everything is built out for you, like plug and play, and all of the videos for you to be able to go through to implement everything and build it out. And the reason I like WordPress is because it's basically owned land. It's your landscape, meaning like in the beginning of my business, I worked initially with one-on-one clients, and I would meet with them every week or twice a week through Zoom calls. And then I would download all of the recordings and send them over the recordings so they could, save them to their desktop or whatever, wherever they saved them to. And then, give them a certain amount of time, and then you delete them so you don't keep them forever because of your own storage capacity. And then I started working with group coaching clients because I realized, and you'll realize this too, there's only one of you and you only have so many hours a week to be able to dedicate towards working with one-on-one clients. And it's really hard to scale that. So I wanted to be able to earn more money and to quit trading time for money and be able to work in a way that worked best for me and best utilize my time to be able to do things and batch create things and so forth. And by creating my website and creating my online course portal, I was able to then move from that one-on-one model to then group coaching. I did group coaching programs for a couple of years, and I hosted those over in a Facebook group. The first one I did, everything was hosted in a Facebook group and everything was downloaded. If you can kind of look at an example of Facebook groups, and you can set a Facebook group up to be like a learning portal or a learning Facebook group, have learning center. And what they do is have these guide sections that are available for you. And in the guide sections, you can basically build that out and then create all of your modules here. So kind of what you would see like an online course portal. If you go into Course Creators Academy, where we have in Course Creators Academy, you have all of the modules. And then inside all of the modules, you have all of the lessons within each module. And then you have some sections as well that like a resource vault and a replay vault. Essentially, everything is built out in a learning management portal. So here, anybody from around the world, once they, invest into working with you as their mentor, they can then go into the online course portal at any time, 24/7, and be able to absorb the content that you have inside there, watch the particular trainings that you have in there, and then download all of the resources and then take action on the action steps that you've assigned to them. And then the same kind of idea here in the online or a Facebook group or another solution like that for learning management, you can kind of use it the same way. And here for these guides, you would just make those like module 1, module 2, module 3, and then everything would then live and be hosted inside of your Facebook group. So for instance, you would record your trainings. You could either do them live, which is what I did. Like my first round, I did all of the trainings live, and then I downloaded the recordings and then uploaded them into they were already there because they were live streamed in the group, but you want to be able to save those because you don't, if anything ever happened to your group or you got removed from your group or whatnot, you want to be able to make sure that you have saved those recordings somewhere else. So that is one option. The only thing I found as I really started growing my business, it got kind of challenging to manage all of that content in a Facebook group. And it got challenging for my students to be able to kind of navigate around and find stuff easily. So I didn't really like that so much. And it wasn't the best user experience for my clients. So the next phase I went into was then pre-recording everything in Zoom, and then downloading all of those recordings and then uploading them into a Google Drive. And then I just gave all of my students access to the Google Drive. And then as well, I used the Facebook group to support the community, provide live Q&A sessions, provide coaching, all of those things, as well as replays would still get posted in that group. But it still wasn't like, it worked, but it still wasn't the user-friendly experience that I was looking for my students. And now that I've built everything out on Course Create on my Visionary Edge website through which is on WordPress, it's essentially mine. And the way Netta has designed, so this is my website. So, you can build anything, a full website on WordPress. So I've got my homepage, and then you can see the way you build this. And Netta's training is incredible. She walks you through setting every piece of this up, but it walks you through like all of your programs. So it's like a one-stop solution. So you can, have all of your programs. You can advertise your lead magnets to be able to, give clients or give your leads free trainings and free resources to be able to, kind of see what it is like, that experience is like to work with you to begin with. So all of that can be hosted there. And then you can host, and give this is like a high level overview of my three main memberships: Course Creators Academy, the Course Launch Mastery Society, and the Signature Course Launch System. And then here's like your kind of a little bit of about me section, and then go into what your phases are. So this is something that you will learn as well, is really understanding like what are the three key phases of your business or of your course or what you're teaching your students. So we talk more about in the program. And then you can have your social proof, you can have more about your programs, and then all of these programs here. Then if you click here and go to lead or read more, then this is where we get into the funnel section. And this is conversion blueprint funnels, which is also one of Netta's and Evelyn's babies, and also Jessa Bellman. She is also the creative designer behind all of the different templates and so forth. But they all kind of partnered up together to make this solution. And this is where you can build all of your funnels. So your sales funnels for your memberships, your courses, your workshops, your challenges, your digital products, like, everything. So I really like that because it is all in one place for you. And you build it once, and then you just continue to tweak it, rinse and repeat as you're working with students, and really refining your offerings and refining your products and services to really meet the needs of your clients. So let me go back to the website here. Press portal. Okay. So when you're really thinking about, your business design, and really, again, like doing that audit to understand your energy, when you work best, identifying some time blocks that you can really be able to, have that focus time and energy on working on your business, and then creating those various programs and services. So really building out those courses. And that's what I teach you inside Course Creators Academy, is how to build each of that step by step. So, essentially just going through all the lessons, going through all the, the modules, and implementing what we're teaching. But then you can also, use, as you're working with your one-on-one clients and really trying to understand what that course topic is that you really want to develop your course around. If you are working as a service provider and you're working with one-on-one clients, you can really use those sessions as, kind of market research to really understand, and validate your course topic and the content that you're creating for your course. So that is like gold, really, when you're working with clients, or maybe perhaps you have a Facebook group, you have a free community that you're serving on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, wherever you may be serving a free community. You can really go in and do that market research, and really, kind of looking at, what are they struggling with, where could they use some more support, what topics are they already interested in, and really solving those problems for them. And in module 1, we dive much more into how, to, excuse me, go through step by step in choosing your course topic, but really, leveraging that time that you're working with those one-on-one clients as a service provider, and really understanding, what it is that they could use some support with, and what would be like the next, solution for them, or natural solution for them to take that next step with you to be able to get some support, is really going to kind of help validate and test that course idea for you right away. Then you also want to be able to document common questions and challenges for that course material. So kind of like, and you can use Chat GPT as well as that. And we'll be diving into some more of those kinds of um, over the shoulder training sessions. And, let me know. I'd love to know if you have any experience with Chat GPT as well, to kind of see, do you use it in your business? It's an invaluable tool to really help, expedite and save you time, especially as a service provider or someone that may be, working with one-on-one clients, strictly one-on-one clients in your business model, or maybe you're in that 9 to 5, utilizing a tool like Claude or Perplexity or Chat GPT or any of the ones that are on the market out there to help you do some brainstorming, helping you really dive into what those pain points and problems are and those goals, really helping you understand that customer journey and understanding, what products and services you want to put in your offer suite is going to be really, really helpful for you to be able to do that. So if that's something you want some more training on, let me know. And we'll be doing some over the shoulder, like dedicated sessions for that. And I will give you lots of prompts for, how to basically train your Chat GPT to be able to really speak directly to your ideal client and to the marketing and the messaging, as well as to help you create your course curriculums and things like that. So, definitely utilizing that, kind of really digging in and creating that sustainable business model, looking at, what content you have, who you're potentially already serving, and then, what is going to be the quickest way to be able to launch, like what's going to be the quickest product for you to be able to launch, and kind of also forward thinking to thinking about your longer term vision for your business. Is it, can you think about how you would want to set it up to run a sustainable business going forward in the future? And that was another problem that I encountered early on in the business when I was running everything live. That once I was in the midst of, serving my clients, running all of the programs, servicing, helping them with their questions, and, all of the Q&A calls, all of those things, being a solopreneur, I really fell short on the front end of generating more leads. So it's like you would have a really, lucrative month and profitable month, launching that business and getting that batch of students in. But then, it's because you're so busy, on the bottom end, the funnel, you're not bringing in leads into the top and the end of the funnel. So it's like, then your income dries up, right? So that's not a sustainable way to do business either. I didn't find. So having these online courses, really putting in the work to build a strong foundation to begin with, and having everything, the online courses, the marketing, the systems in place to be able to generate leads on autopilot 24/7. So that part you can rest. It doesn't mean you don't still do like organic marketing and those things. Those tactics work really, really well too. But at least you can feel safe and secure knowing that if you have these systems set up in place for you and working well and converting, then the lead generation part and the nurturing part can be taken care of through automation and through these systems by getting some lead magnet set up and getting some automation set up with email sequences that welcome and nurture and convert your ideal clients on. They're working for you all the time, right? As more people that opt into your lead magnet, the more people can then go through your welcome and nurture sequence and upsell sequence to be able to nurture them. So it's like build it once and then, have it working for you on autopilot 24/7, and then just, taking that data, see what's working, what's not working, and then, test, tweak, refine, rinse and repeat, and just keep going and going. So let me know if you have any more questions about that, and we can dive in more to that. So doing this, creating energetically aligned schedules, you want to like kind of going back again to understanding your time and your energy, time blocking. I do have a program, some training over. There's a playlist on my YouTube channel that is Time Management Mastery. So you can dive into there. I recorded this about a year ago. There's 7 videos in this particular series that walks you through my step-by-step process for time management. And this is where you're really prioritizing all of the tasks and all of the, the projects that you're working on. So identifying what your goals are, what the projects are that you are committed to implementing and taking on to be able to achieve the goals, and then breaking those projects down into the tasks that support the project, that support the ultimate goal and vision for your business and for your life. So that course is really a course, walks you through all of that. So prioritizing, planning, and then producing. So producing and taking action, and then measuring your results on that. So that is a good training to take a look at if you need some more support in time management, or again, bring any of your questions specifically to the call. So, making sure that you're time blocking, and then if you can batch create tasks. So, it takes a bit of time to be able to get into flow when you're working on a particular thing, especially if you're in like a learning curve where you're learning, the particular skill that you're working on. So maybe you're learning, the skill of creating online courses. So, maybe you are, setting up your learning management system, your online classroom. So you're learning how to do all of the tech that's behind that and setting it up. And then, you're learning how to create the course outline, and you're learning how to create the curriculum. And then you're learning, what inclusions to include in that particular curriculum, on to recording the videos and editing the videos and uploading the videos and all of the things. I like to get into like a batch work mode for those particular things. And once I, really started getting into the system and getting the skill like acquired, you really start to get into a flow to where like I don't necessarily even have to look per se at my standard operating procedures or a checklist on how to do things, because I've done them time and time again. Now it just kind of comes automatic. But we all have to start, at the same beginner's line of learning how to do that. So when you do learn how to do a particular thing, it's going to take you longer. And the beauty of batching, whether you're batching your content or you're batching your emails or you're batching your video recording, production, editing, whatever that particular task is that you kind of get into a flow and a rhythm. And you'll, start to pick up some hacks that, well, let me create all of, for example, on recording like my courses, I like to record, a module at a time. So any of the videos that don't require my face, where I'm doing like a slideshow and I'm showing like the slideshow presentation or the screen share, I will record all of those in batches, because it's the same process over again, and I don't have, it doesn't matter if I've done my hair or not, like I don't have to put face to the camera. But if I am, recording and I'm face to the camera, for instance, all of my intros, my outros, my action guide, action step videos, then those are all going to be face to camera. So I will make sure that, I have all of those ready, because that's another particular flow. So look at that in your business, look at those particular flows and systems and time blocks, and also, where you can do like task in one particular time, and you will see that you'll get a lot more done that way. I promise you, once I started implementing that system and that strategy in my business, I was able to knock out, course creation with pretty much, I'm about a 30-day window now of being able to, take a course from all the way from ideation to production to launch in about a 30-day time span, depending on how many modules are in it. So for instance, like Course Creators Academy took me about a month of solid work, a focused work of being able to produce that. So looking at that for you. And then also, I would really recommend that you add in some good buffer time in between tasks for really helping you to keep those energy levels high. Just keep your body moving. I like to set a block timer. I don't know if you can see it. It's a timer cube, or using a timer app on my phone that helps me to remember to get up, because that is a thing. Focus Keeper is the app I use on my phone, and it works in time blocks of 30 minutes. So every 25 minutes, that's your focused work time. And then the additional 5 minutes are spent then getting up, going to get some water, going to the restroom, letting the dog out, like whatever that is, just to keep yourself in motion, the body in motion stays in motion, and to just help you, maybe you get, like my back gets sore if I sit too long. But it also sometimes, even though it can seem counterintuitive to break that focus, sometimes you can kind of get stuck in a loop in something, and where you're like just, struggling to find an answer or something like that, or figure out how to do something. And the simple act of like walking away, getting some water, doing something different to shift your energy, that solution can pop in your mind. So just know that those active breaks are really for you. Maybe it's just, doing a quick task around the house. Maybe it's, throwing in a load of laundry, or, you know what I mean? Like do something, getting a piece of fresh fruit or something like that. So kind of identify in advance when you're creating your schedule for the week, or in looking at like when are good times for active breaks, and then what are active break tasks or things that you can do during that time. Like, you know what I mean? Again, there's amazing what you can do in 5 minutes worth of time. And then that fourth break, that fourth 30-minute cycle, you can take it like a 15-minute break and make it a little bit longer. So those are the Pomodoro methods, is what that's called. So making sure that you have regular rest periods for rejuvenation is really, really key to really creating energy aligned schedules as well. So giving yourself that time where you're like totally unplugging and unwinding. I know if you're as passionate as, and I know you are, about your business and your vision for your business and your life, like it's hard to turn it off. But find ways. Don't always listen to a podcast or a training video. If you're out taking a walk or exercising, you like put on a audible and listen to a book, or call a friend or something like that. So that can really help to recenter you and refocus. All right. Any questions as we're going forward? While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and check the chat here over on YouTube. If you have any questions, let me know. Just going to put a little comment in the video for you. Okay. You still see my screen? Okay. I hope so. Okay. I think I'm on the wrong chat is a problem. Hang on. There we go. That's why that wasn't working. Okay. All right. What do we have next? So the other thing I wanted to talk with you about is a course creation strategy. So let's talk about really creating a course, your course that's really sustainable for you and that's valuable for your students. So inside Course Creators Academy, if you dive into module, let's see here. After module 1 is where we've talked about your course topic. So module 2 is where you're going to really start outlining your course topic. So once you've really surveyed your audience, even back up, you've really done an audit on your skills. So understanding your passions, your expertise, like really doing a deep dive in all of the things that you have, skill in, and that you could feel like you could really make a value and impact into the lives of your students that you're serving around the world. Then understanding, taking those passions, expertise, purpose, all of those things, and then matching them up with your audience. So what are those audience needs? Again, if you're working with students in a one-on-one capacity, what are you working with? What would be the next natural progression in their journey of something that they could use some support with? Or going out and doing market research, and say, for instance, in other Facebook groups, and just kind of being a fly on the wall, or Quora, or kind of looking around and maybe you're jumping on a Zoom like call or coffee chat, maybe in exchange for, like a free gift or, a free, coaching session with you or something like that in exchange for this call where you go in and kind of survey your audience. You can also survey your audience if you have a Facebook group or an email list or something like that, and just, ask them if they will, answer some questions for you to really help understand what those needs. And then the third piece of that is really understanding and validating what's in the marketplace. So looking at your competitors and looking at their offers, what they're offering, and seeing, like, is that offer something that, is already out in the marketplace? Because if it is, that's a really good sign, especially with some of the larger brands like an Amy Porterfield or Maria Forleo or some of the other big names in the industry. If they're creating courses and content around these particular course topics, then there's market demand for them, because they pay millions of dollars in marketing, advertising dollars to be able to market to these, research those topics and then market to these individuals. And obviously, making, I think, Amy's made over $10 million in her business. So thinking about that, and then, once you kind of looking at all of those things and, selecting your course topic, and let me know what your course topic is. Go ahead and post it over in the inner circle on in Course Creators Academy, and let's dive into that, and, make sure that, that is a validated offer, and then we can help really refine that once you've got your course topic, and then start building out your course curriculum. So here we start talking about in module 2, outlining your course design. So we dive in everything from like your outline to then taking it and taking that outline and creating your learning objectives for each particular module and each particular lesson, where we're really diving in and understanding, what they're going to be able to what they're going to be able to learn, know, and do after each particular module with you. And then you want to then chunk it down. So putting these into like bite-sized modules and bite-sized lessons for them to be able to absorb this content and keep progressing and getting results inside your course. So when you're kind of thinking about like your time and energy management, looking at how do you work best? Do you, like to have a couple of good, as far as like MITs or most important task, I like to try to have 3 top MITs a day that I can really, set myself that goal to be able to accomplish. And then scheduling myself 90-minute increments. So work or task blocks is how I do it. I like to have 3 of those. So 3 90-minute task blocks a day to be able to really focus on these high energy tasks. So thinking about that for you, and also including like integration days between recording sessions. So, it can be a lot, for me, recording, going live as, teaching is what I'm most passionate about. I absolutely love teaching and love coaching and mentoring, but it is like the highest energy task. And as a projector, you will know this, like speaking is the highest energy task, being around people, absorbing other people's energy takes a lot of energy from me. So, kind of looking at that, do you, can you do a couple of days of that in a row? Do you, want to have maybe one day where you're batching out as many recordings, and then maybe the next day is a lower energy day where you're focusing on working on all of your edits and your uploads, and maybe you're working on the tangible deliverables that go with your particular course. So finding, and don't be afraid to test it, test it, tweak it, see what works for you. And then you will get into a flow where it just like you look up, you're like, what the heck? What time is it? I can't believe, like, sometimes I feel like my head's in the clouds, and it's just, you're in flow when you have that going on. And then thinking about your delivery methods that serve everyone. So, having a mix inside your online course of pre-recorded and live elements, much like how I've set up the Academy, where you have all of the pre-recorded videos, and then you have the opportunity to come to live Q&A calls each week, and then also live coffee chats. So that gives you the opportunity to build that community with your students and to really foster those relationships. So, and everybody learns differently, right? Some people like to, have self-paced learning, to be able to dive in and learn at any time of day. Some people like the live element. Some people, depending on their schedule, never show up, to live classes, not that they necessarily don't want to, but time alone, time zone differences and all of that can make that piece of it a little bit challenging. So that's why it's great to have the opportunity to be able to have both the pre-recorded and the live elements, with the option that, if they can, your students can attend live, that they can, otherwise they can, watch the replay. And having those structures and systems set up in place that they could pre-submit questions. So like I have in the Facebook group, to go ahead and have those reminders, and you can batch create those reminders and set them up as scheduled content, and then they automatically go out for you. So it's like, create it once, you can schedule it out. I schedule out for 4 weeks, so I'm not sure if you can go longer than that. I'm pretty sure it's capped at 4 weeks in a Facebook group, but you can go ahead and schedule all of these reminders with the links, and then put the links in the comments so the links are active. So that can help, remind them, as well as a place to be able to capture the questions. So you'll see, here again a reminder, and then any questions, I'm telling them in the post. You can go ahead and post those in the comments below. And then it also helps you as a course creator and a coach and a mentor to be able to gather these questions ahead of time. So if you need to provide, any additional training, any additional resources, things like that, it may give you an opportunity to create some. And with that said, that's exactly what I did today. Is I created a course creator tech stack resource guide for you. So many of the things that we're talking about in today's training, or over the next couple of weeks, I've given you some information here about, as well as some links to be able to check them out, and then some integration guides to be able to have a step-by-step methodology of being able to integrate these, and kind of some things to consider in regards to cost and return on investment, and best practices and tips and so forth. So go ahead, and I will put that in the online portal for you, as well as in the Facebook group. I also gave you a quick start checklist, so some things to think about, like if you are, whether you're if you're setting up a website, whether you're using No Hassle website or you're using another website provider, you've got that there. And kind of the step-by-step process of the website. Then the email provider solutions, I use MailerLite for this. I've also used ActiveCampaign. MailerLite I do love. It works really, really well with the WordPress solution, as well as it does give you a free account for up to the first 1,000 leads on there, and then so you don't pay anything until you have over 1,000 people on your email list. So I just go into more here, and some additional resources for you as well. So I will put that in the online portal for you. But that too, and you can see as much content as in here. These can make a whole standout, course here just on tech stack, right? I can create a whole online course. And this is the beauty of what I want you to think about as you're working with your students and you're solving their real life problems that they have right now, in the moment problems. You can, create solutions that answer those, and then you can, provide them as bonus content, as additional content to put in your offer suite to generate more revenue in your business, as well as to be able to offer it as standalone products in your product suite as well, to generate more revenue in your business. So that is just by responding to your audience's needs and your clients' needs. So look for that in the portal. And then what else do I have for you? We're just about to the top of the hour. I'll go for a little bit longer since I was playing around with getting the text sorted in the beginning here. And then I do have another appointment, so I'm going to have to sign off here shortly. But thinking about that, thinking about the delivery methods again, kind of recapping there, how do you want to have it? Do you want to have live? Do you want to have pre-recorded and live elements? Do you want to have automated systems for student support? So kind of thinking about in your funnels, in your email provider funnels. So for example, in Course Creators Academy, there's a welcome sequence, and I teach you how to build that welcome sequence to onboard, and that will be later on in running an engaging and results focused course. So you will have a series of emails that you will onboard your students with, and that gives them access to the particular program. So whether or not they are signing up and they're getting access to a learning management system like an online portal or a Facebook group where you're going to host it, or maybe you're in the school community, you're going to give them all the log-on credentials for that and kind of give them that welcome email and, you know, your schedule and things like that of what to expect. But you can also further develop that sequence to continue to nurture your students over time. So, you know, being able to deliver other things for them, check in on them and see how they're progressing in the course, asking for, you know, any questions or feedback. This is an excellent way to be able to get feedback from your students and to be able to capture it on autopilot. So again, you set the sequence up once, and then as students, you know, enroll into your programs and move through that sequence, you know, they just continue to get nurtured through that way. As well as, you know, when these systems are set up, you can have the data extracted and put into like a Google document or a Google Sheet, for example, to capture that data. So then you have that one place where that data is collected, and that all, you know, it's a little bit of a learning curve to set it up to begin with, but then it all happens and works for you on autopilot. So you don't have to keep manually reaching out to each and every client, you know, over time, which can present its challenge on its own as you start scaling your business. So look for more on that too in module 5 and module 6. All right, so what else for delivery methods? Also thinking about from a community perspective, if you have a Facebook group or you have a community on school, and really promoting and encouraging that community involvement can really help you and help your energy levels as well, because you're not the only person that is providing feedback to your students. So really having that community support, really encouraging masterminding and, you know, engaging in each other's content, providing feedback, and, you know, that is really going to be key and valuable for you in regards to energy management, because it's not all on you to do this. So it's like community supporting community, and community is one of the C's and the 3 pillars of foundation of my business. It's the content, the coaching, and the community. So thinking of that for you, and letting each other, like them be each other's cheerleaders and supporters and accountability partners and all of those things is really going to help you. And then also you want to think about having really clear boundaries for support and accessibility to you. So while it can be, you know, a nice touch to personally reach out to all of your clients when you're first beginning your business, you know, perhaps you're doing, you know, having conversations in the direct message or through the email, you know, you want to be mindful of the level of support and how you're supporting your clients from the get-go, because you don't want to build unclear boundaries or establish unclear boundaries, or you don't want to implement practices that you can't support as you continue to scale your business, right? Like, I don't want to say bait and switch, but it's kind of like, oh, we're all into hand holding everything. And now that I've gotten busy, I don't have time to hand hold anymore. You know, you want to empower your students and equip your students with all of the tools and resources, and to, you know, to be able to be business owners, or to, you know, be self-sufficient, and to being able to know how to utilize their resources to get the support. Not saying, you know, don't reach out and ask questions. Obviously you're the coach, you're their guide, you're their mentor, you're there to help them, but definitely making sure that you have processes set up in place to have those clear guidelines to begin with, so they understand what the level of service and is, as well as, you know, what is the appropriate way to get help and not. And also to being able to have a good strategy around, you know, for even example, taking the questions that I received from this week's questions inside the community and turning those into a full training for you for the whole community. So where many of you maybe hadn't thought of those questions yet, or also had the same questions, utilizing that opportunity to take those questions and turn it into a full training is really going to help you at scale, right? And it's also something that as you continue to grow your business, as people have questions, especially if you're doing, you know, shorter little videos, you can refer them to those video responses for those questions. So that's really helping you work smarter and not harder. All right, so we are about at a good stopping point. You know, pro tip here for you is to create content in layers. So really thinking about recording your core modules first, and then adding all of the supplementary materials based on your students' feedback. So kind of feedback or questions, kind of like what I created, the tech stack guide. That was a direct response from questions that my students had. So about particular tech and learning management portals and so forth. So, or providers. But you really want to think about and do an assessment for yourself on, really looking, for example, Kajabi was one that we were talking about, and really looking, Kajabi is an incredible all-in-one solution as far as it, has a learning management portal. You can build all of your funnels and your email marketing all in one solution. But it can be quite costly to be able to take on all of the services through that. I think it's like 100 and what did I say, $139 or $149, I think, for that. So you really want to look at that versus like the conversion funnel blueprints and no hassle website. You can get, I think it's like, yeah, Kajabi's like $149 to $399 a month. So it can take you a while to break even and to recoup those expenses in your business, because you need to generate income and clients to, start recouping the software expense that you have. So thinking about that, where like the no hassle website, I believe it was like a $99 one-time cost. And then in addition, like you pay for your plugins, right? So like you use an upsell plugin that helps you to be able to have the order bumps like in your sales funnels. So for you that may not be familiar with an order bump yet, if you look at like the Course Creators Academy, sales page open? No. If you look at the sales page, I have it here, I think. I have to grab another link. But with that, you can upsell additional products and services. So if you look at the full sales page, I think I have upsells in this one. So it takes you to the order page here. And then if you scroll down, if you scroll down, you have what we call an upsell. And this helps you to be able to generate more revenue into your business. So this one, the upsell here, is the Ultimate Course Creator Graphic Template Bundle. So you can add that to your cart for $37. And the upsell plugin is what powers that. And then once you go through that and submit payment, it takes you to another page in the funnel, and you can build out as many bumps as you want. This one will take you to the next page in the funnel. Is going to be the one-time offer of joining the Course Launch Mastery Society for $49 a month, and that has a 48-hour timer on it because it's an otherwise closed membership. So for my clients that come through this particular funnel, that's your opportunity to be able to get into that. And then in the email sequence that follows anybody that joined up for Course Creators Academy, it gives them the email sequence that also further promotes that 48-hour window of being able to join Course Launch Mastery Society, which teaches you all of the various marketing tactics to be able to market your business once you've launched it. So once you've created and launched that course, and then now you need to market it and sell out your particular program. So it teaches the various tactics from email marketing to using social media platforms, from Facebook, using funnels. So also having exactly kind of what I've set up, from having the lead magnet funnel here, which starts with a freebie. And then from that freebie, then I have upsells in that as well. So it starts with a free offer, and then it goes on to a full funnel of offering additional upsells, and then going into offering a spot in my program. So that powers all of that. And then the MemberPress plugin is the plugin that powers the online courses and your online course portal. So that's what powers all of this on WordPress. So I hope that made sense. If you want me to dive deeper into that, you can go ahead and let me know. We can do some more detailed training, behind the scenes training or over the shoulder training of that. And then also, you can check out Meta's page here, the No Hassle website, and you can get more information on everything that she offers and all of these templates that she has available for you to be able to create everything as, step by step, from everything from a website to all of the design pages that she has for for you for your different funnels. So that is all there. And their support is incredible. I just have to say, like in the very beginning, when I first started building it out, everything out, I was in their support all the time, opening tickets to help me figure out how to do things. So very responsive. They have a full Facebook group as well to be able to support you and your questions. So you can always reach out and get support with that. But you can tell I'm an advocate for that, but do your homework, pick a solution that is not only going to service your needs and the needs of your business today, but think about future growth of your business and where you want to go with your business, and what kind of systems you want to have in place for the long term. And especially if you're building out multiple products and services, kind of thinking about, like with the solution, everything is built out from all of my programs, my services, my digital products, as well as all my funnels are here. So the only other thing I have on top of this that to make all of those particular pieces work is the email solution provider. Well, even back up before that is the payment solution provider, and I use Stripe for that. And then you also need your email solution provider so you can get everything set up on autopilot. And then from there, then we get into the marketing pieces on how you're going to, generate traffic and what your visibility strategy is. And we dive into that in the Course Launch Mastery Society, and or also the signature course launch system here. That is my signature flagship program. That is a 12-month container that you work with me. And in that particular container, you get access to all of this. And it teaches you how to build this whole ecosystem of everything that I am building out in my business now and in the long-term future of Visionary Edge, because it's going to be a full university for coaches, course creators, and service providers that are starting, growing, and scaling their online businesses through using digital courses and coaching programs. So it'll have everything from, all of the course creation to, helping with time management, helping you with, your budget and your planning and all of those kinds of things. So we have a lot of courses coming up. So anyway, I digressed on that, but you can see, the ultimate vision for that, for my business model. So I wanted to have the infrastructure in place and know how to use the infrastructure, so you're not outsourcing everything to service providers to build it for you. So not that you can't, outsource or hire members to be able to do it on your team, but it's really good to acquire the skills yourself, so you really know what you're managing to, and how to hold people accountable in your business. So I'm going to sign off for now. I have another call, but thank you so much for joining. I hope you found today's content helpful. If you have any questions, again, feel free to drop those over in Course Creators Academy. If you are catching this on my YouTube channel because it's not hidden yet, or and you want more information about my programs or services, check the links in the description box around this video, or reach out, send me an email at hello@shannonmartel.com, or you can join my free Facebook community and to my clients if you haven't done that, as well as Course Creator Collective over on Facebook. So we will see you tomorrow for tomorrow's live coffee chat, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel as well. And there's lots of training there. So feel free to dive in and check any of those out. If you need support, don't hesitate